Rise and shine, beloved. Come on in, guys. Come on in. We are here. We are here. We're so thankful that we are here. Come on, go ahead, tag your friends, tag your family members. Let them know Spiritual Success TV is live. I'm going to make sure that we are live on Facebook. I'm going to make sure we're live. Let me throw a grand rising up here in the comments. Okay, there we go. There we go. Let me throw a grand rising up here, and then we're going to be ready to go, okay? All right, there we go. Take a moment. Go ahead and tag somebody. Invite your friends. Invite your family members. Let them know we are live. Hey, Lisa, thanks for joining us live. I apologize for being just a few minutes behind today, but we're going to dive right in. So let's take a moment and let's get activated. We just simply get in good posture. Put a hand on your heart, if you will, and take a good healing deep breath in. And exhale. And allow yourself to just relax. Crown of the head, sole of the feet. Come on, turn the focus inward to the rich inner life, the kingdom within. Breathe. Exhale. Relax deeper. Tap it in a little further. We are here. We are here. We are here. Reese, thanks for joining us live. We are ready to go, y'all. We are hitting resets today. We're hitting come-ups today. And we're hitting shifts today. So the email that I sent over the weekend, and I'm looking at it right here, that says when you think you can't, you actually can. So we've been talking about expanding capacity and how vital capacity is to your success, even more so than discipline. Your capacity, your ability to expand the container to hold the vibration and frequency you need to hold is where we're going today. So I know that we are living in a time where these moments, I call them the crazies at times. The crazies are screaming loud. They are everywhere. And when we're overwhelmed, that's when the voice wants to creep in that says, you can't. Give it up. Don't try it again. This is too much. It's overwhelming. But talk back to me. How many of you are at the point of no return where you have come too far to turn around? Right? Come on, talk back to me. We get to a place where we're at the point of no return. They do that with, on special flights, airplane flights, where they have enough fuel to go a certain distance, and after they reach like the halfway mark, or just a little more than the halfway mark, it no longer makes sense to turn around and go back. Can somebody talk back to me today and say it doesn't make sense to turn around and go back? It doesn't make sense to completely just let yourself go. And how many of you have gotten to a place where you're at the point of no return? Giving up is not an option. Quitting right now is not an option. We're in such a strategic time. Y'all remember the old song, I just can't give up now. Y'all remember that? Come too far from where I started from. Nobody told me the road would be easy, but I don't believe he's brought me this far to leave me. Right? I just can't give up now. I want you to feel that. Feel that. I remember back in the 70s, we used to say, I don't feel no ways tired. Come too far from where I started from. You've already come. I feel that all in my bones today. Come too far. Come too far from where I've started from. Nobody promised me the road would be easy, and I Don't believe he brought me this far to leave me. Come on, we cannot give up now. I just feel that all in my heart center today, all in every fiber of my beings. Come on and talk back to me. I can't give up now. I can't turn around, right? I come too far. Yes. Reese said, I've come too far to ever turn around. It doesn't make sense to go back. Yes, it doesn't make sense to go back, right? That's exactly the song I started singing as soon as I made this statement. All right, yes. We've come too far. I feel this all in my spirit, all in my bones. It doesn't matter where you are, where you've landed. You are better off moving forward than just throwing in the towel. And so when you think you can't, that's when you really can. And we just use tools and techniques. And one of the tools and techniques I want us to reinforce today is not giving meaning to everything you see or hear. Whatever's showing up for you, not giving meaning to it, not telling a story about it, not entertaining it, but let it go. We're in a beautiful time this whole month of September, this month of 9, this month of bringing things to a close, bringing things to an end, preparing to birth out that which is new, right? We got from now to the end of the year, all the way crossing over into 26. But beloved, this is where I want us to anchor today. I want you to anchor today. I want you to look at the next 5 years, because you know what, beloved? 2030 is around the corner. It's around the corner. And I know sometimes, especially as highly sensitives, we can get overwhelmed thinking about 5 years up the road. But all I want you to do is just make a mental check today. A lot is happening. In the matrix, there's a lot of shifting, changing of the guards, realignments, reassignments. And 2030 is a target date that they want to have all that shifting done. That's right around the corner. But what I want to say to you today, all the whispers, the overwhelm, the doubt that wants to tell you you're not doing nothing, you're not making progress, it's not working for you. Why does it seem like I just can't hit this one goal that I want to hit? We want to, in spite of that, like I said a couple of weeks ago, you already have the end result. You've been given a gift. If any one of you have a vision and you can see your higher self, you can see a greater version of yourself, and it's real and it's in detail, that is an absolute gift to you. It's an absolute gift because you're seeing the end result. And we want to live from that and then come back to the present moment and start exercising that. I feel today that you're being asked to take a quantum leap, a giant step. Now we're going to age ourselves. Y'all talk back to me and don't leave me out here. How many remember playing the game Mother May I? And did y'all say it like that? And it would say, you may take one giant step forward. You may take one baby step forward. Y'all talk back to me if y'all remember playing that as a kid, right? And I remember when I was given the permission to take a giant step, I would take a leap. I would take a big jump forward, as big as I can. How many of y'all remember that, right? But that's what I sense happening in the spirit today, right? Yes, Lisa, yes. That come too far to turn around. We're not going back, right? So how many of y'all remember the game? Yes. Risa said, our old school games. Yes. But I feel that today. I feel the permission is granted to take a giant leap forward, to take a quantum leap forward. So I said that we're resetting. We're hitting a reset button today. And I don't care how many times you have to hit it. These are the things that I find that always send us spiraling. The mistakes that we make. And one is comparison. And one thinking that most people are better off than you are. I remember in the 90s, in the early to mid 90s, when I started this whole personal development journey. I remember literally, and y'all talk back to me, I remember when I started reprogramming my mindset about my self-concept, about who I was. Because literally, I used to walk in rooms and literally shrink and become invisible. And part of our old church culture would teach women that that's an appropriate persona. That's an appropriate posture to be invisible, right? I would literally shrink myself down so small, right? Part of it, when I became conscious of what I was doing, I thought that I was not trying to shine so that other people would not feel uncomfortable with my brightness or my brilliance, right? Have y'all ever done that? Purposely tried to dumb yourself down, dim your light, because there was a false narrative being ministered to me that that was good posture, that that was being gracious. And we would take sacred texts out of context and say, you know, prefer your brother above yourself, right? We would take those scriptures to mean that we were supposed to dumb down and dim our light to make other people feel comfortable. But in truth, what was happening under that is that I thought that everybody else in the room at one point, so these are two different points. My first point was I thought everybody in the room was better off than me. They were better than me, right? Feeling inadequate. Then when I started building my confidence and seeing who I was, that's when I started dimming it down and playing dumb and dimming my light so that others wouldn't be intimidated by my gifting, right? Even if you had to freeze and mid-leap on one foot, you would balance, that's true, and go around yourself waiting for permission to continue. That is so true, Reese. Y'all see what she's saying? That is true. Sometimes we would take that leap forward and lose our balance, and we would just hang on one foot till we get to permission to land that other foot or take the next part of the leap. So true, right? So when your self-concept is in ill repair, I started shying myself and making myself invisible, right? So I'm seeing three parts of this. Part of me in the early stages, thinking everybody in the room was better off than me, was being fueled by a fear of rejection, a fear of being seen for who I really am. I was afraid of that. Then the second part was, well, I'm just going to dim my lights because I don't want people to feel uncomfortable. I don't want people to think I'm taking the show. I would go in and sit way in the back. Even years after I was ordained as an evangelist, right? Even as a senior pastor, I would still always take the low seat, right? I never had that thing about me where I wanted a high seat. But then you get to a place where you understand that you must let your light shine. You must shine as bright as you can, and you cannot be condemned or condemn yourself or be convicted that you are trying to outshine everyone and then dim your light. So the same thing, I want you to reset, and I want you to embrace your God self. Embrace your light, embrace your brilliance, and let it shine everywhere you go. Even when people are uncomfortable and people become intimidated, you still have to shine. So as we continue on our journey to expand our capacity, because you want to be able to hold more, and I want you to repeat after me, more has already been given. More has already been granted. Now give yourself permission. I give myself permission to be more. I give myself permission to be seen. I am safe. Come on, repeat after me. I am safe. Because we can only move at the speed of safety. If you don't feel safe, you're not going to move. If you don't feel safe, you're not going to start the project. If you don't feel safe, you're not going to make the call. If you don't feel safe, you're not going to put yourself out there. But I want y'all to come in with me. I want us to connect in together, and we're going to go into covenant and agreement this week that this week we're going to do one thing, one outer thing, one public thing, just one, that's going to move us forward on the path that we know we are being asked to walk on right now. So you're going to do an inner. We don't have a problem doing the inner. You can get up, you could pray, you could meditate, you could journal, you could command your day. We can do all of that, but then when it comes to taking an outer step, that's when we shy away. We put it off because all the stuff wants to come up to tell you you can't. It won't work. It's not going to happen. But I want to know, come on and talk back to me. Will you agree? This week, we will not let Sunday come around again and you did not do one thing to take a public step, an outer step, to move you forward on the journey, to move you forward on the path. Come on, talk back to me. Let's covenant together. You're going to do something public. Rather it's connecting with someone, making a phone call, making a post about something that you're really doing, something that you really want to alert people about, even if it's not ready. Just taking that step, I give myself permission to be more. I am covered by divine safety. Yes, I am safe because I'm divinely guided, right? Remember that? I'm divinely protected. I have divine provision. So what I want us to do today is, I want you to take a moment. Let's take a good healing deep breath in and exhale. And I want you to see as you exhale, the divine protection all around you that's allowing your light to shine and be safe. I can allow my light to shine and be safe. I can put myself in front of people and be safe. That's a big one. That's a good place to work right there. So how we're going to anchor ourselves, we're going to breathe in and stir up all your goodness and exhale. And see that exhale, the essence of your God self just forming a protective barrier of safety. Knowing that there's nothing, no weapon form that can prosper, no rejection that will take you out. And again, when we hear no, I want us to hear next opportunity. When the answer comes back no, when you put yourself out, just say next opportunity. What's the next number? What's the next contact? Right? Whatever it is. So I'm going to challenge you to really take a step on your path that's going to move you forward into the next level of being who you're here to be. So what you're going to do today is I want you to do the prep today. I want you to do the mindset work today. I want you to strategize your steps. Just write everything down that you need, right? Whatever it is you want to do. and then take the teeny tiny step forward. So here's a challenge. If we say, well, Dr. E, I don't have anything right now. I'm not doing anything. I'm just really working and internally and working on myself. Then I challenge you to just make a post and share that. Now, this is where the SSL community comes in our forum, because we practice there. We practice coming out in community there so that you'll feel safer when it's time to come out to the world. So I get it. I know that there are a lot of people where, we're not posting, we're not on social media. I'm not on as much as I used to be, but I got to get back to business, right? Because for me, it's business. But my whole point is I want you to reset, do the work on your mindset this week, and then I want you to take a step forward and put yourself out, because we all know this. Your next breakthrough, your next level, your next blessing is going to come through the hands of man. It's going to come through the hands of somebody. So I was watching a program, and then I'm seeing people that had to start over from scratch. They were literally running for their life, and they had to leave in the middle of the night with pajamas on and barefoot. But you know how movies do, and I purposely love how they always write synchronicities into the script. They always show the divine hand of providence, destiny working in the script. And so it's a family, and they out, right? Now they have nothing. And they had like a bunker where it was already where they had money, and all they could do was grab, and it was children involved. And so they said, grab the money. And it was a big wad of money. And the girl grabbed it and put it in her pajama pants. But while they were running through the forest, it dropped. So here they are in pajamas, barefoot, dropped the money. They have nothing. The one girl had her mother's bracelet that the mother had just given her for her birthday, a gold bracelet. I said all that to say this. And this is how it works in our life. And I'm saying this, that even if you're at zero and you're starting from the bottom and you feel like you're starting over, the first thing that they saw when they got to the highway was a truck being loaded with fruit. And while the driver was distracted, what did they do? They jumped on the truck because they had to go to another town to try to find someone, right? From there, I just kept taking notice of every time something happened to provide for them. And so that's what we want to breathe today. It's not about what you have, because you always have source that is inward that can start working to draw everything that you need. What was on the truck? Apples. So what was that? Provision they could eat while they were traveling. When they got out, they couldn't find who they were looking for. But at different junctions, they kept running into things and running into people. And they got cold and they was huddled up. And somebody walked past and dropped money, thought that they were beggars, but they weren't. I'm saying all that to say, you guys know this. I'm not telling you anything you don't know. I just want to reinforce it today so that you can start expecting your good to show up, expecting it to show up, and we're not going to be desperate. Remember, anytime you feel desperate, anytime you feel anxious, anytime you feel that lack that you don't have, you're working against yourself. Every time you feel and you reinforce, I don't have, or I need, or I have to get it done, you're reinforcing lack and scarcity. And we don't want to reinforce that. What we want to reinforce today is that everything in the unseen realm, in the quantum field, is working. Can we just breathe here today? Can we land here? Everything is working for your good. Angels are working. Quantum mechanics is working. according as a man thinketh, so is he. Whatsoever things you desire, believe that you receive it, and you shall have it. Whosoever shall say to the mountain, be thou removed and cast into the sea, and shall not doubt in his heart, but shall believe that he have those things that he say, he shall have it. Y'all know how it goes. Come on. By your words you're justified, by your words you're condemned. The words that I speak, they are spirit and they are life. Can we land here today so that you will know that the words that you speak, they are spirit and they are life. And the word that go forth out of your mouth shall not return void, but it shall go and accomplish the thing that you're sending it to do. Can you open up your mouth before we leave and send a word to do something? Can we command the word to go forth and gather all the opportunities, the resource, the people? Come on, whatever you need, I decree and declare it is done. Can you make a declaration before we go today? All things are working together. That's one of my favorite texts. All things are working together. Time expands for me. Everywhere I go, people go out of their way to make things right for me. It's all working for my good. I'm expanding my capacity in this season. But the assignment, we're going to reset today. We're going to get your mind right. Even if you're going to do a detox, if you're going to fast, if you get it all ready today, and then tomorrow, even if you have to inbox me and say, this is my outer step. I'm cleaning out my refrigerator today. I'm going to go ahead and throw out all the bad stuff. And even if you don't have everything you need to shop and get everything, I'm going to believe that when I get there, whatever I have is going to be more than enough. I'm going to decree the miracle of the 2 fish and the 5 loaves of bread. Whatever I have is going to be enough. Y'all have experienced this many times. How many times have you even went to the supermarket and didn't have much, but you were able to get everything that you needed because things were marked down that you didn't even know was marked down that day? Y'all don't want to talk back to me. Come on, divine provision. Talk back to me and say divine provision, divine provision, divine provision, divine provision. And it's all working for my good. Deep breath in and exhale. All right, lovelies, I'm going to release you for the rest of your day. Right, let me see what you're saying. We don't live in desperation or scarcity. Yes, all needs are met and everything works for my good, even if I don't see it. That's where we stay. That's where we live. That's where we live. Yes, we see. Yes, that's where we live. That's where we live. All right. Have a blessed, wonderful, and amazing rest of your day. Talk soon.